Hey guys, it's Abhiram here. Welcome back to another episode of Drive Terrain. So the car that I have with me here today is the Volkswagen Tiguan. So this is actually not the latest model, it is the 2021 facelift. So this is currently the latest generation Tiguan that you can buy from a dealer near you. The all-new 2024 model has not yet arrived at our shores, but it will be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Now, this specific version is the R-line, so it is the top of the range. It comes in at about 188,000 dirhams. This is the best riding Tiguan as well. You know, it's got sport suspension and a sport driving package in general with progressive steering, etc. This is the best handling Tiguan that you can buy and the most fun to drive package. So starting with the exterior, well, you've got a lot of chrome design elements going on. It is a very visually attractive car to look at, this Tiguan R-line. You've got a lot of R-line specific design elements like the chrome and the way how these bumpers are shaped. They're quite different compared to the base models. You also get LED matrix headlights on this R-line with a cornering function as well. So that's again pretty cool. You also get the R badge saying that it's an R-line. Now, there's also the Volkswagen Tiguan R, which makes like 320 horsepower. We don't get that in this region, but yeah, that is the full-blown Tiguan R. This is just the R line. This being the R line trim, it sits 10 millimeters lower compared to your standard Tiguan, and you can see that low and wide presence from the front. And the way how the car sits, it has a really, really good look. Coming to the wheels, so this has the 20-inch Misano alloy wheels, which is exclusive to the R line. And other than that, well, you get an R badge over here stating it's an R line trim. You have power folding mirrors with LED turn indicators. No blind spot warning or any of that sort of features in the mirror. Other than that, well, the color is called Nightshade Blue Metallic. It's a very nice color to look at, especially when the sun hits, it really pops. And you've got keyless entry and go, so you just put your hand in the door handle and it'll unlock, and you keep your hand on this sensor, it will lock the car. And when you lock the car, the mirrors fold back as well. Then what else? Chrome, you've got quite a bit of chrome there, chrome here, chrome there, chrome roof rails, so quite a bit of chrome. And other than that, yeah, it's quite a striking side profile. You've got these lines that go throughout the bodywork, you know, with joints to the rear taillights. So, you know, it starts from here and then just goes all the way around. So that looks pretty nice. Coming to the rear profile, you can see the very Golf-inspired styling, especially from the taillights. So these are actually full LED tail lamps. So the brake lights, reverse slide indicators, everything LED. And they also do this very cool opening sequence when you unlock the car. So I'll put a video of that up on the screen. And yeah, they're pretty cool. And other than that, well, you've got a Tiguan badge right here. You've got the Volkswagen badge right here. Now, some Volkswagen owners might use this logo to actually open the boot, because I've seen some Volkswagen cars have that. But on this, you still have a standard button down here below. And other than that, well, these exhaust tips aren't really exhaust tips. They aren't real. The real exhaust is somewhere down there below. And you've got some chrome garnishing here that goes on the bumper. You've got the spoiler over here, which looks pretty nice, kind of gives that sporty feel for the R-Line version. 4Motion badge stating that it has the 4Motion all-wheel drive system. So now let's discover the boot space. So it comes with an electronic tailgate. Just hit this button right here and it opens right up. All right, what have we got in here? So boot space figure, 615 liters with the second rows of seats up, and I believe 810 liters with the second row down, because I got two boot space figures, so that's definitely what it should be. What have we got in the boot? Well, first major thing is that the second row, they can be folded down in a 40-20-40 split. So you've got these levers right here to help you do that. So basically you pull this and it will tumble the second row of seats. Other than that, well, in terms of utility, well, you've got a 12-volt charging socket. You've got some hook points to like secure things. You've got spaces on both the left and right, so you can just keep some random stuff there. Being a press car, Tiguan plates. But other than that, well, there's also this lid, so that below that you have your spare tire. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the boot. You also get this luggage compartment divider, so that's again something which can be removed if you don't want it. And one more feature that this tailgate has is that you can actually adjust the angle to which it opens, and also you can close it by hitting this button right here. Just hit this button and the tailgate closes electronically. So what are the interiors like on the Tiguan? Well, as you would expect, it's actually quite good. For 188,000 dirhams, I obviously expect good. So it's a mix of materials. You know, on the top you have like soft touch materials on the dashboard and the different touch points. So for example, the door pads as well as the center console, you've got soft touch bits. But as you come down below, you have hard plastics and a bit of scratchy plastics. So yeah, that's for the overall material quality. You also get these carbon fiber like finish. Well, it's plastic trims obviously. It looks pretty good. You know, it kind of adds to that finishing and looks nice. The interior upholstery, again, leather interiors on this full option R-line trim. They call this the Vienna. This is what the package is. You also get R stitching on the seats to say that you bought the R-line version of the Tiguan. Steering wheel, a flat bottom steering wheel with paddle shifters behind. It's also got the R badge as well as an overall good feel to the hand. You know, it's got perforations as well. It feels really good in the hand actually. And you've got touch controls on the steering wheel again, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer physical buttons. You can also change the different views on the 10.25-inch digital cockpit pro by clicking the view button right here. You can even customize what you see in these dials by going to the customization options in the touchscreen. Speaking of which, you get a 9.2-inch touchscreen infotainment screen in this car, which comes with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. It does come with Bluetooth connectivity as well. And you also do get stuff like satellite navigation, for example, even though, well, I'd use Google Maps and CarPlay, but you know, if you want to use it, it's there. You can view your vehicle status and like off-road information and a couple of other stuff. Coming down below, you get touch controls for the climate control. So can adjust the temperatures individually for both the driver and the passenger, and the fan speed as well. So all of these are actually again sliding controls and touch buttons. You know, there's no haptic feedback, and you have to take your eyes off the road to use that. So not a huge fan, but you can just click the menu button here and it will come up on the screen. Again, I prefer physical buttons and physical knobs, but you know, this is the direction that they're going in, and yeah, there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. Just get used to it, I guess. You get buttons for your heated seats as well, which again isn't that useful in our weather. We want cool seats instead. Again, German European car. Well, this is what you get. USB-C ports, two of them down below, 12-volt charging socket. No place to charge your phone. It's just a regular compartment where you can keep some stuff. Engine start stop button, electronic parking brake, auto hold. What auto hold does is that basically if you stop at a traffic light and you put your foot completely on the brake and release it, the car will stay stationary. Coming down, you've got this tray, which if you open, you have two cup holders, again with these flexible fashion. So they have these triggers that move to accommodate different cup sizes. You have this box right here, which if you open, well, there is quite a decent space in there, not a lot. Oh yeah, you also do have ambient lighting, so 50 plus colors I think for the ambient lighting. And also this car does get a Harman Kardon 8 speaker sound system, 8 plus 1 as they call it, so you have a subwoofer as well. It's a 400-watt system I think, but yeah, the point is that it sounds really good. So if you are a person who enjoys your music, you should get that option. It's pretty good, it's worth paying for. Oh, and one more thing, you do get memory seats for the driver seat along with power adjustment as well, but the passenger seats are fully manual. So what is it like in the back seats of the Tiguan? Quite spacious actually. So this is my driving position. As you can see, I have ample amount of knee room, leg room is quite adequate, enough wiggle space for my feet, a lot of space in the back actually. For a car that's based on the Golf platform, I mean, there's a lot of space. Headroom is also quite adequate, and even with the sunroof, actually, it still is quite adequate, and this brings a lot of light into the cabin. So overall, I'd say it's really good back here. You do get rear AC, which is quite important for this market. So you get two AC vents right here, and it does have a temperature adjustment as well. You get a 12-volt charging socket over here on the bottom. Large bottle holders here on the door cards with fabric lining, so that's again pretty good. Again, you get the ambient lighting going on at the back, which is pretty nice. And it's a very practical car, so you get these additional pockets right here to put your phone or random stuff. You get large pockets behind the both driver and passenger seats. Center armrest, yep, my favorite feature on the rear seat of a lot of cars. So you can put your bottles or cups here at the back, and it will sit. So yeah, and unlike some cars where it goes all the way down, this sits at the perfect angle, so you get that really comfortable seating position. Other than that, well, ISOFIX child seats, because this is a family car at the end of the day. So, yep, you do have that in the back. And the transmission tunnel is quite high, as you can see. So, the middle seat might not be the most comfortable. I mean, you can just put your legs on both sides, but yeah, you do have quite a high transmission tunnel over here. But overall, it's fine. So under the hood, you get Volkswagen's 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, the famed EA888 engine, as Volkswagen nerds would like to call it. So in this R-line Tiguan, it produces 220 horsepower and 350 Nm torque. But the same engine is also available in a different state of tune depending on the car that you get. So if you get the elegance variant of the Tiguan, it comes with 180 horsepower. And there's also one more engine, the base engine for the lower trims. So you have a 1.4-liter turbocharged engine which produces 150 horsepower. So overall, there are 2 engines to choose from and 4 variants. So you have, I think, Life, Trend, Elegance. So Elegance is like the luxury version of the Tiguan, whereas this is the R-line. So it's more sportier and has a better driving dynamics compared to the standard Tiguan. What does the engine feel like? Well, the first thing I have to mention is that it's a turbocharged engine, so it does have a bit of turbo lag. Sometimes it does catch you off guard, especially like in traffic situations or like when you do an overtake, for example. You put your foot down and it takes a second to respond. So yeah, you got to watch out for that. Sometimes it does catch you off guard, but for the whole point, I mean, it's fine. It is quite powerful. It really pulls. Once that boost builds up and once the turbo kicks in, it just goes. It just goes. And fuel efficiency, well, it's not that bad. I'm averaging about 8.9 kilometers per liter, but the claim figure is I think 11.7. So you're never going to get the claim figure in the first place. And other stats, well, top speed of 222 kilometers per hour. Not like you're going to explode that on the roads of UAE. And 0 to 100 time of 6.6 seconds. Again, I've not timed it. And I don't care. I mean, this is a family SUV. All that matters is that it's fun to drive. It can seat 5 passengers in comfort, and it gets you from one place to another. And it does that quite well. It's mated to a 7-speed DSG automatic, so dual clutch. Volkswagen calls it the DSG. You do have paddle shifters as well for it. So let's get into. Okay, we're already in sport driving mode, so. Pretty responsive, I'll give it this. The DSG, really brings up that magic. And this being the R-line, it rides 10 millimeters lower compared to the standard Tiguan. So you get that more firmer and sportier ride. And once you put it in sport mode, the throttle response livens up, the whole car just livens up. Other than that, well, again, you've got the different drive modes, so eco, normal, sport. Sport obviously is more responsive. Normal is just comfort. You got off-road modes as well, so snow, off-road, and off-road expert. Again, you aren't going to take this thing off-road. I mean, it does have Volkswagen's 4-motion all-wheel drive system, but it's better suited for the roads. Probably beaches or Al Qudra, maybe Al Qudra Lake at max is the kind of off-road that this is going to see anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the all-wheel drive system. This does get progressive steering, as Volkswagen calls it. So what it means is that when you're driving at low speeds, when you're cornering, for example, you get more of a dynamic driving feel. Whereas at high speeds, when you're going in a straight line, it makes sure that you don't have much jerk when you're turning the wheel. So for example, I'm in the straight line section right here. They say that if I turn my wheel, there is not much movement, but there is movement, as you can see. I'm doing 68, 70. But even on a 120 road, I did feel that the car does move around even at the slightest turn of steering wheel. So it's not exactly like what they say, but the whole point is that when you are, for example, parking, it's much easier to park because you have to turn the steering wheel less. So that's the whole point of progressive steering. Other than that, well, what else? The brakes, they are quite responsive. It does have that good bit of initial bite. It's not like BMWs, for example, where the brakes are really sensitive. I mean, it has that perfect amount of feel and feedback, so I'll give it that. It's pretty good. The paddle shifters are not bad, actually. The DSG does do a pretty good job of delivering you that response when you need it. So even when I chuck it into corners, it's very agile. I mean, the way this drives is just fantastic. Plus these roads, I mean, beautiful, beautiful village. And yeah, that is pretty much it for what the Tiguan drives like. I mean, there's not really anything else that I have to say about it. And yeah, I mean, we're reaching the end of this road. So to wrap up, final thoughts on the Tiguan. So stop the car right here. So final thoughts on the Tiguan. Really, really beautiful car to drive. Overall, the handling is really sporty. The car does feel like an R product. It's not the full-blown Tiguan R, but it still has pretty good handling, pretty good response. The only gripe that I really have though are these touch control buttons for the steering wheel as well as for the climate control. They're borderline dangerous. You got to take your eyes off the road to use that, especially that. Even this, like when I collected the car for the very first time, it took me a while to get used to it. So yeah, the funny part is that the base models get physical buttons, whereas this top spec R-line gets these touch digital buttons. So yeah, you pay more and then you get this, which is not great, honestly. So check with your local dealer for the prices. So Volkswagen Dubai, Naboodah, check with them for the prices. And yeah, that concludes my review of the Tiguan. So if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like and share this video. Once again, stay safe, have a great day, and goodbye.